Versus Bamya, we got the Roman Reigns versus Bamya's Mordex, and immediately Godly checking with aggression there, dash up into the end light, and then Bamya gets one back, so we're even here.
More Roman Reigns.
More Roman Reigns, Mordex. At least we get a little bit of variety in the weapons.
Listen, he's showing up today. Roman Reigns is showing up at SummerSlam. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you.
Definitely showing up.
The signs are here.
Skuld. Yeah.
The signs are here. But as we continue to dive deep into this here, Bamya really actually doing a solid job. Nothing super crazy right now, but like definitely, you know, making their presence known.
Yeah.
And I feel like doing that against Godly of all people is pretty solid. That's you know, you're doing solid here.
You know, sometimes I'm not like fully locked in on paying attention to what Godly's doing, and then all of a sudden Bamya just gets disarmed and is already looking to lose a stock. So
yep.
It can very quickly shift around, but I like that nair into the chase dodge down into the I don't know what it was, but it did find the KO, and Bamya Believers taking the first stock there as Godly loses it from that very smart chase dodge down from Bamya to chase down and get aggression going. Godly immediately evening up the stocks though with that downer on the hammer.
Bamya Believers started popping off in the chat a little too much, and then Godly just you know, took that one moment in their lapse of giving Bamya all their energy to take the stock back. So guys, let's dial in, let's focus in here. But Godly definitely doing a really solid job with this axe here, racking up a lot of damage. But Bamya, of course, I start saying something. This is exactly what happened 2 weeks ago. Anytime we start talking about one player, they just start getting ruined.
Yeah, and it's definitely going to happen when Bamya's on the scythe. The scythe that really was the problem for Rain, and looks to be the problem for Godly, both on the hammer and the axe, but a downlight side air does come in. As I say that, of course, getting disarmed, and Bamya with the exhausted recovery still not able to find their way back comfortably as Godly gets the downlight into side air. And I don't even know. I feel like, yeah, as you were saying from 2 weeks ago, every time we talk good things about a player, they just lose stocks.
Okay. Oh, a couple strong hits there. Bamya trying to chase him off stage with that ground pound is going to miss it entirely, and that's that was nice. Clean movement. That was very clean. I really like that. That was dope.
Holding onto the dodge to the last moment and then bursting into Godly's range and then covering the dodge through to try to you know, trip up Bamya. Just very, very solid gauntlet play. Using that movement is what is going to be very important versus this Godly hammer, especially on this scythe as these juggles go very, very high. But I feel like as soon as the combos end for Bamya, Godly's able to get back to the stage and then get a lot of big damage. Maybe I'm trying to commentator's curse for Bamya Believers there, but yeah, once again, solid spot for Godly with this hammer, looking to just hold this corner from Bamya. Bamya gets back to center, but let's see what he can do with it.
He's definitely working a little bit hard here. Trying to get things into motion on that wall. Okay, gets back on the stage and a lot of dancing around. And Bamya, you got like one last chance here because I feel like next time Godly gets a clip on you, you're pretty much just gone. Okay, the next one for sure, this time. Oh!
Yeah, that nair would have closed it out, but Bamya on the gauntlets is what took the first stock of the game, but Godly just finds the whiff punish on the end light and gets the end light of his own on the hammer to close out that game. As you were saying, one more needed, one more found. Godly takes game number 1.
Yep, definitely just saw some strong gameplay, but the thing is like even with all this going on and the fact that, you know, Godly's 3-0 in this matchup with Bamya played a really good game 1.
Yeah,
I feel like they're coming in with some really solid energy. You know, they're not feeling discouraged, and it's easy to get discouraged when you're facing someone that, you know, everybody thinks is better than you. You're like, oh yeah, I know this player's better than me, and that's not necessarily like a self-deprecating thing. That's just more of a, you know, hey, I know what reality is, right? And I know this player's accomplishments. But when you come in confident, sometimes it doesn't matter. As long as you just, you know, you're playing your game, you're doing your thing, you're feeling good about yourself. But we're gonna be going into World's End here. We're gonna see if Bamya can find a way to turn around this set. I mean, Godly definitely gonna be working off that momentum from game 1.
I feel like this is exactly where you want to be as Mordex, you know, smaller stage, looking to try to smother Godly, but
and also this color scheme lets you blend in, so it's cheating.
Camouflage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good observation. I like that. Yeah. It's cheating.
Yeah, I caught you off guard with that one.
I was like, the analysis no one expected. No, it's true though. You do definitely blend in. And maybe the camouflage working out so far as Bamya is able to get
Godly does have glasses, so it could be harder to see.
We're saying a lot of things on the desk right now.
All right, but as we get further into this, ooh, messing up that conversion, not gonna be able to close out that stock here. And now Bamya
Oh, there it is.
Okay, yeah, does get it, and starts off with a lead here, taking out that first stock. This is kind of how last game started. Bamya got that first stock with the gauntlets, and then, you know, we saw Godly answer back pretty quickly. However, Bamya's doing pretty good, you know, with the weapon starve here.
Scary dodge in there from Godly. Sometimes the worst option is the best one, though, because I think Bamya kind of respecting Godly's options too much, and Godly taking the most immediate dodge in, and it doesn't get punished. Nice end light there for Godly. As we were talking about in the last game, a very identical spot. Bamya taking the first stock, Godly immediately evening up the stock count and then running away with the stock. We'll see if it remains true into game number 2.
You know I joked that I was just going to disagree with everything you said, but I think Bamya is actually respecting just enough. And this is me not to actually trying to be the silly haha. I think he is respecting Godly enough. It's just that it's a situation where Godly is godly, right? Yeah. He's really good. He's going to get his options exactly what he needs. But with the way that Bamya's been playing, you know, getting this first stock, doing a really good job of trading back and forth here as well, I think is just enough respect.
Yeah, and as you say that, immediately checking Godly's recovery there. You can't go for those, especially not versus that GC downlight on the Scythe, and Bamya with the gauntlets in hand, looking to take this game number 2 from Godly, which would be quite crazy, especially because Godly's Taros has been so dominant so far. Bamya has to stare down this Godly Axe, though, which has been very good at closing out stocks.
Yep. Okay, now Godly. It is kind of weird to see Godly, you know, sitting on the wall there a little bit, just waiting to see what option they can take to get back on stage, and Bamya actually just kind of being the the oppressor here, sitting on stage saying, you have to come to me now. And doing a really good job holding on to the stock. Are they going to be able to recover here? Godly's going to be looking for a way to close it out. Does get it with the ground pound. Beautifully played. But in that nice mac and cheese color here. So we'll definitely see how Bamya answers back.
Yeah, I feel like the Scythe, when it works, it's the thing that will win Bamya the set. When it doesn't, you just start bleeding out damage versus Godly, especially versus the Axe.
Yeah, you definitely got to be making sure that you're on top of your hits there. But now we got these gauntlets in play.
Yeah, and I haven't seen much of the Bamya gauntlet so far in this set, and Godly, I mean, finding a lot of this early damage versus the gauntlet, picking up the hammer there to try to extend the combo into the nair, or the juggle, I should say.
Okay, nice. Puts him off stage here. What's the play? And this is one of those situations where you do have to respect Godly off stage, because that hammer, it can really put you in a very compromised position off stage if you approach that wrongly. But here we go, game 2, Bamya Believers. We're on the board, baby.
It was a really, really solid game number 2 attempt from Bamya, who found a lot of this control on the Scythe, as you were talking about.
The Scythe was perfect.
Oppressing very, very well, getting that GC downlight off stage. And then we saw the gauntlets find some success too, which is very important, especially on the Mordex into the hammer. And yeah, I mean, this is definitely doable for Bamya.
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't know if we're going to get the damage numbers here, but I just want to see how much was the difference between the gauntlets and the Scythe. I feel like the Scythe definitely probably put a little bit more damage on there, but like it couldn't have been by too much. So I feel like the gauntlets still did their job too. They certainly close out the stock, so definitely playing between the two weapons very well, very, very cleanly. But we're going to get the switch from Taros or Roman Reigns to Aang here, the Wushang, and we're going to see how this plays out. So you're dropping actually both weapons here and just switching to 2 different weapons entirely.
Yeah, an interesting choice, but Godly has definitely been putting in the work on the Wushang.
I mean, this is like character everybody has one.
Yeah.
You know? Everybody has a Bodvar, everybody has a Wushang.
I was actually pretty surprised, because I thought we were going to see Teska. I know Godly's been playing a lot of Teska recently, as well as a Suri earlier on in the year, but looking to you know, matchup check this spear into the Scythe. I like this switch from Godly, but as I say that, Bamya beating out the spear with that down sig. Or NSIG.
That was definitely crazy that Godly lived that too. I mean, he's in that red, but I mean, that's kind of like one of the trade-offs you get with Mordex. You know, you might not get some of those stocks at the same time as other characters will, but you certainly do move around very quickly. And ooh, nice pogo. Gonna be able to take out that first stock here. Godly taking the lead in this game 3.
And I like that from Godly, staying right above Bamya, where, you know, a lot of the unarmed KOs and a lot of the danger is horizontal, stacking right on top. Nice avoidance there, and slide charge didn't find the connection. It went a little bit too far off stage, but Bamya getting caught in a big combo with that end light into the down light and the side light as well. All the lights coming into play for Godly, who picks up a big combo, goes for the NSIG and catches the dodge with the pogos, and once again another stock taken with the pogo as Godly goes up 3 stocks to 1 in the game number 3. And Yeah, this Wushang pick has worked really, really well.
Yeah, this is actually a much different game all of a sudden. And, you know, I think it's just kind of having those gauntlets and even the spear too. Like the spear, you still get that range, but like you can definitely poke very well. And it's very, very quick too, right? But then you also get these gauntlets that are also just a lot faster. You're able to get in there, pummel a lot of damage, answer a lot of what Mordex actually brings to the table, I feel like.
Yeah, and the disadvantage state from Godly has been very, like, a masterclass of it. Just doesn't give Bamya anything off stage. Even when Godly commits very hard to close out the game, Bamya can't find a reversal, and that's going to be the end of Bamya's stock. And utter destruction is a great way of putting it. Thank you, announcer, as we get into game, or Godly taking game 3 with a 3 stock.
Yeah, definitely just really strong. Really strong.
Utter destruction. Yeah.
I mean, the game said it.
We'll say it
If the game says it, I mean,
who are we to deny it?
who am I to tell them they're wrong, huh?
That was a very successful switch over to the Wushang there.
Oh, yeah.
From Godly, and you know, Bamya does of course have a Zol, but we're going to be seeing the Mordex once again as we get into game 4. Godly with set point here.
Do you have actually the game data? Like, because I know that Godly, I think, is 3-0 in sets, but has Bamya taken a game before?
Bamya's taken 2 games in total,
Okay.
once at Trial of Ymir and once at Trial of Frick, both with Zol, I believe.
Okay. And now we got one here, too. Okay.
On the Mordex.
So, I mean, you're definitely kind of consistent with it seems like. So, but, you know, you do want to try and do a little bit better here. But right now, man, you got to find the answer to this Aang because, oh, my goodness, Godly is just looking so strong on this. Look at that. I love that discipline, too. You set him up, put him up in the air, and then you just kind of wait to see what their defensive option is going to be and try to chase him down.
I'm surprised that D-Light into Nair didn't find a connection, but nonetheless, Godly still having a very solid damage lead here. Just 1 recovery will close out the stock, or Sig from Wushang, and Light maybe too. Doesn't find a KO, but the spear in hand is going to make it really hard for Bamya to get back. Didn't find the connection there, but will find the downlight into side air. Even at high damage, one of the most consistent combos in the game, closing out that stock.
Okay. Lots of dancing around here. We love the movement.
Boom. Bamya, the dodge should be back online quite quickly, and Godly knew that and went for the immediate side air. So smart from Godly. Masterclass of the gauntlet edge guarding. Knowing that Bamya is holding onto the dodge as the last resort, calling out the jump, and then immediately realizing, okay, now is the time to instantly dodge, covering it perfectly with a side air. Godly, no matter what the weapon is, completely smothering Bamya so far.
This is looking a little bit rough here. This is looking like game 3. This switch was exactly the answer because like this is just looking like a completely different set entirely now.
I do like spear into Scythe, but I mean it's been just more than that. It's been just Godly maybe just switching over the end, going into the avatar state and winning hard.
I'm sure this has been said multiple times before, and I'm going to say it again, but it's Godly being Godly.
Godly being Godly.
It is what it is. I mean, he's one of those players that chose a tag, and it's like, well, yeah, makes sense.
It.
Yeah, you earned it. Yeah.